Hello everyone, welcome back again to our channel CodersArcade. Today we will be discussing about bitwise operators in this live session, and I hope you all are doing good. So as we have discussed in the last session in Saturday, we have discussed about our operators. So let me just do one thing. Let me just give you a brief overview about what we have already learned. And guys, one more thing. If you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon, because that will actually help you to get notified about the latest updates. And guys, it will just take a simple effort for you to subscribe, and it will be a real means of motivation for us to bring more better content for you guys. So it's a humble request from us, please subscribe to our channel. उससे आपका कुछ नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन हम लोगों का बहुत कुछ आएगा. हम लोग को मोटिवेशन मिलता है जब आप लोग हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करते हो, वीडियोस को लाइक करते हो. ओके, सो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर यू लाइक एंड शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू अवर चैनल. ओके, सो थैंक यू. एंड एज आई सेड, today we'll be discussing about the bitwise operators, but before that let me just pinpoint the things that we have already covered in the last session. Okay, so we have actually discussed about operators, out of which we have already discussed about out of which we have already discussed about our arithmetic, then we have discussed about our assignment. Okay, then we have discussed about the third one, which is our comparison. Then the fourth one that we discussed was our logical operators. Then we also discussed about the fifth one, which is our unary operators. So this 5 we have already discussed, right? So if you guys have any doubts in these operators that we have already discussed, please post your comments in the comment section. Okay, and I will be really happy to actually clarify all your doubts if you have any. And so today we will be going on with our bitwise operators. Okay, so this will be our agenda for today's class, the sixth one, which is the bitwise operators. Okay, and before that also guys, if anyone is very new to coding, then you will need a proper idea about what is binary, because there we only have two numbers, 1 and 0, that's all right. And I have already given a dedicated session on this thing about how to convert decimal to binary and binary to decimal. If you haven't gone through this video, please go through this video, and I will tell my team to give the link in the description. Okay, so the link will be given in the description for the previous session where I have actually discussed about how to convert binary to decimal and decimal to binary. Okay, so if you haven't watched that, please go ahead and watch that, and it will be really helpful for you to understand the concept of the binary numbers in programming. Okay, so and one more thing guys, I actually missed out on a very important topic that I want to discuss with you guys, and this is a very important topic. Okay, so just let me just discuss about the same thing today. We have already talked about many things. We have talked about our data types, correct? We have talked about the data types, we have talked about what is a class, and we have talked about the anatomy, and even we have talked about the writing syntax, right? The syntax of any language is very important. We have seen that we have our main function, inside that we have all our statements, correct? And the main function is actually written with a parenthesis, and before that we also have a class. The class is the largest entity that we have in a code, and inside that we write everything. So Java is an object oriented language, so everything inside Java is written or wrapped inside a class. We'll talk about those things better in the OOPS concepts whenever we learn them, but right now what I want to say is there is one more concept called a package. Okay, that is what is very important in the interviews right now. And if you guys know, you can just leave your answers in the comment section. I will just go through them and verify, and maybe some lucky answer will get a very good giveaway from our team. Okay, if I get a proper answer from you guys, I will be definitely giving away some giveaway from our team. Okay, so the question is, what is a package? Fine. So let me just answer this in a proper way. See, right now we are actually talking about the IT industry, correct? And there are certain terms or terminologies that we have to remember always. Okay, so in that case, the entities that we have to remember or the terms that you have to remember are actually our, say, class, then say method or function that we say. And now, as I said, this is a package. So what is actually a package, that we have to understand. Okay, so let me just give you a simple example of this. Okay, this is a very important interview question that is always asked in the multinational companies in placement or recruitment drives. Okay, so let me just ask you that question. The question goes something like this here: what is the industry standard for creating a package? And first of all, what is a package? That is also an important question, right? So this can be the question, and with that, what is actually a package? Okay, these two questions are very easily misinterpreted or misunderstood by the students, and that's why they end up answering it in a wrong way. That is a very bad thing, right? So because you don't want to miss an opportunity of getting into the company, right? So in that case, you have to be very clear about what this is. Actually, I will tell you this, just one moment. See, whenever we are actually talking about our computer system, your PC, here we will have so many images. Say you are going to a trip. Say suppose you guys went to Goa. Obviously, it's summer and we might love to go to Goa, right? And say you have been to a ed tour, educational tour, or maybe a expo, or maybe say you had a birthday party. I'm just giving you some examples. Okay, in that case, you will have lots of different images. Here you will have images, here you will have images, here also you will have images, and here also you will have some images. And you cannot just keep them together in one folder, right? You will not do that. You will never do that, correct? So in that case, what we do is, we will create a bigger folder called images. Inside that, we might have something called, say, trip. This will be one folder, and say inside images only, we will have one folder called education. Inside that, we might have one more folder called expo, and similarly you can have one more called birthday. And all the images that belong to one category can be actually put into this folder. So whatever trip we have gone to, that can be inside this folder. Say suppose you have been to multiple trips. Say once you have been to Goa, once you have been to Mussoorie, and so and so. Okay, so the relevant or the similar folders will have the same images from that trip, correct? Got it? Similarly, all the educational information can be stored in this folder, and similarly all the expo and the other stuff can be stored here, and maybe you have some personal documents, personal photos that you can keep on some folder called personal. That can be done. Okay, so folders actually are very important to manage your files and resources in a better way, correct? And if you don't do it, actually what happens? We will actually end up messing up with the hierarchy and the files that we have in our system, right? Similarly, in case of Java, when we talk about a package, it is actually a collection of similar classes or interfaces. Say suppose I will just give you a simple example. Okay, say I am talking about a login page. I am building a website. Say I am building a website. Okay, there can be so many different pages in the website, right? And website is actually what? It has multiple web pages. So this is page 1, this is page 2, this is page 3 and page 4. I am just taking a simple example, and here in this case what you can see is in this page we have some different kind of operations that you have to perform. So for this, say suppose we are creating classes. Here also we are creating some classes to do those operations. Here also we have some classes, here also we have some classes. Okay. In that case, for this page 1, everything or all the similar classes will go inside that package or folder. Okay. Here also similarly it will go into this. Say I am just writing like this. Say this is login page, this is say the home page, this is say the cart page, and say this is your what to say about us or something. Okay. So a package is a collection of similar classes and interfaces. All those classes or interfaces, guys, we will talk very deeply about this interface concept when you are talking about the pillars in object oriented programming. Okay, so don't have to worry about it. Okay, so right now as I am saying, a package is a collection of all the similar classes and interfaces that we have in Java. Okay, so anything that is coming into a similar category or criteria will be put into one particular package. Okay, so if I just show you a simple example, you will understand. But before that, let me just give you one more idea. As I said in the question, I have asked you something like this: what is the industry standard? See here, this was the question. What is the industry standard for creating a package, right? This is a very important question that we ask most of the times. Okay, so here let us do one thing. Let us just try to understand it even in a better way. Okay, guys, this question was very important, so I am trying to discuss that. After that, we will move on to the concept of bitwise operators. Okay, don't worry about that. So right now, as I said, yeah, the industry standard. The format or the industry standard of creating a package is something like this. Okay, just see here, com dot the name of your company, then dot the name of the project, okay, com dot company name dot project name dot the module that you are working on, it will be module name dot. After that, in the module name, say you are working on some particular file, so it will be file name, and then obviously because we are working on a Java project, the extension will be dot Java and followed by the semicolon. Okay, guys, this is the exact format that you have to maintain, and this is the industry standard. It is very important to maintain this, because otherwise because everything nowadays is followed in the DevOps life cycle, so you guys have to be very aware of this syntax that we are maintaining. Okay, and otherwise it will lead to some kind of difficulties while you are actually writing automation test cases and etc etc. Okay, we are not going to focus on that right now. Just remember that this is the actual syntax of writing a package in the industry. Okay, so for example, say suppose you are working for a company called Accenture, so you can write your package like this: com dot Accenture dot, say suppose Accenture is actually building a website for ICICI Bank, just for example. dot, say suppose the module or the project, inside this project, the ICICI Bank project, say suppose a developer is working on the login module, okay, and say suppose the developer is actually writing a Java class for the login validation. I will say login validation dot Java. So guys, this is the proper syntax of writing a package in Java. So I will just repeat it once again. It is com dot company name dot project name dot module name dot file name dot Java. Okay, and if I show you the same thing in the editor, it will look something like this. Let me just show you here. Okay, say suppose in my source folder, you can see, right, I will just right click new package. I will say com dot, say right now, say suppose I am giving you an example, I am teaching you Java, right, I am say Java. Okay, so it will look something like this. You can see it here, right, com dot Java, and inside that I will create some examples. So right click, I will say new package, I will say basics, press enter. Right now you can see that it is just separated by dot and dot. Okay, just remember it like this: com is the top level folder, Java is the next folder, and basics is the next folder. Now say suppose in the future classes I will be teaching you about the advanced concepts. So com dot Java, here I will just right click new package, and here I will say suppose advanced. Okay, now you can see the difference, right? See, com is one top level folder, inside that I have Java, inside that I have advanced and basics. Okay, say suppose in basics I am teaching you operators right now. So right click new package, I will say operators, and say in basics, say one day I will teach you about strings. So I can write something like this. See, now I hope you have understood the actual logic behind how the packages are created. Okay, say suppose one day I will be teaching you about core Java. Now you can see the difference very easily. So right click new Java package, here I will not say Java, I will say core Java. Now you guys can actually visualize the difference here. See, com is the top level folder, core Java is one more folder, similarly Java is one more folder, inside that advanced is one more folder, and then we have basics. Inside basics I have operators, and today I am teaching you about bitwise operators, right? So I already have this file created here, bitwise operators. I will just drag it from here and put it inside, say suppose, yeah, this one. Let's see. Okay, one second. Okay, I will just refactor. Now you can see this, guys. See the difference now. Packages com.java.basics.operators. See here, com is the top level folder, then we have Java, inside that we have basics, inside that we have operators, and inside operators, if you see here, if I open this, you can see this is the class, that is bitwise operators. Now it is clear, right? So this is the syntax of creating. So dot actually separates each folder from one another. Okay, so I hope you have understood this now. Now if you want to visualize the same thing in your system, because we are actually working with the programming languages, and that's why we are getting this kind of paradigm or this kind of what to say, the terminologies used are like this. But normally in your system you don't have to look it like this. It will be just a simple folder, that's all. A package is just a simple folder in your system. It is only interpreted it in such a way because we are actually talking about the IT industry, and just to use some certain terminologies to make them even understand better, they are called as packages, that's all. Okay, so if I just show you here, I will just say right click, let me just open the com folder. Okay, right click, I will say open in Explorer. Now you guys can see this here. Okay, see, com is one folder. If I open this com folder, you can see there I have core Java and then I have Java. If I open this Java folder, you can see advanced basics. If I open the basics folder, then I have operators. If I open this, you can see bitwise operators.java. I hope now this is clear for you. So package is just a simple folder in your system. Just because we are talking about a programming language, they are actually interpreted in such a way. Okay, please remember this, and this is a very handy question that is asked in the interviews. Okay, so I hope you have understood this, guys. If you have any problem with the concepts that we are learning, and if I am going a little fast, you can just prompt me in the comment section. I will be very happy to understand those things. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's go back to our code and try to understand more about the bitwise operators now. I hope you have understood a clear picture about what a package is now. So okay, all the similar classes will be put together into a folder which is actually called a package in the IT industry. Okay, so this is it about packages. And not only classes, there is one more term that is called interface that also comes inside the packages. Okay, so a package is a collection of similar classes and interfaces. Please remember this properly. Okay, so now let's go to bitwise operators. Okay, I hope you have understood this now. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's now go to our bitwise operators. And the first and the most important thing when we are learning about bitwise operators is that we have to remember our binary concepts very easily and very smoothly. So I have already given a brief description, elaborate description about binary operators. Please go ahead and watch that video, and if you don't understand, please comment those, and the link will be given in the description of this video. Okay, so right now, as I said, what is actually bitwise operators? Okay, to remember it in a proper way, just remember that a number will be given to you. Okay, the number will be in decimal. This number will be converted to binary. Okay, say suppose the example is 1010, which is 10, and it is called bitwise because it will work bit by bit on this particular number. It doesn't work on the number 10, it works on the binary version of that number 10, and we do some operations. Those operations are known as bitwise operations. That's why the operators are also known as bitwise operators. Okay, so because we do bit by bit operations on a decimal number that is converted to binary in the backend, and we do it, that's why it is known as bitwise operators. Okay, so this is a very important concept for placement interviews, because guys, please remember this and store it in your mind. There is a question called bit manipulation. And it is very important for placement types, and for that, if you don't know bitwise operators properly, you will not be able to answer those questions. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please shoot those doubts in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify those. And guys, if someone has joined currently or right now, then please, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to our channel. मैं बोल के थक गया यार, बहुत लोग ऐसे ही देख के चले जाते हैं वीडियो को. इट इज़ नॉट ए गुड थिंग. तो हम लोग को भी थोड़ा मोटिवेशन चाहिए आप लोग को पढ़ाने के लिए. हम लोग आपसे कुछ और नहीं मांग रहे हुए, जस्ट आस्किंग यू गाइस टू सब्सक्राइब, दैट्स ऑल. उससे आपका पैसा नहीं जाएगा, लेकिन हम लोगों का बहुत मोटिवेशन लेवल बढ़ जाएगा उससे. हम लोग बहुत मेहनत करते हैं आपके लिए, एंड आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. एंड जो लोग हम लोग को सपोर्ट करते हैं, वी आर वेरी हैप्पी दैट यू गाइस आर सपोर्टिंग अस. एंड हम लोग बहुत जल्द ही 50K फैमिली बनने वाले हैं. सो उसके लिए भी आप सबका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ मैं. थैंक्स अ लॉट गाइस फॉर हेल्पिंग अस टू रीच दिस लैंडमार्क. ओके, सो आप लोग जितना जल्दी सब्सक्राइब करोगे, उतना जल्दी हम लोग 50K सब्सक्राइबर्स बन जाएंगे. एंड ये आप ही के बदौलत चल रहा है हम लोग का चैनल. सो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब टू अवर चैनल. ऐसे ही आप वीडियो देख के चले मत जाओ. अगर आपको कुछ पसंद नहीं भी आता है, यू जस्ट टेल अस इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे कि और थोड़ा अच्छा कंटेंट लेके आए आप लोगों के लिए. ओके, सो लेट्स गो बैक अगेन टू अवर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज, बिकॉज द ऑपरेटर वर्क्स बिट बाय बिट ऑन द इंडिविजुअल बिट्स ऑफ अ नंबर, those are called bitwise operators. Okay, and in bitwise we have totally 6 operators. Guys, ये क्वेश्चन हम लोग बहुत बार इंटरव्यू में पूछते हैं और बहुत कोई बता नहीं पाता है. मुझे पता नहीं क्यों, जबकि ये बहुत आसान सा क्वेश्चन है. ओके, सो क्या करते हैं हम लोग, स्क्रैच से डिसाइड करते हैं, स्क्रैच से पढ़ाई करते हैं बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर्स का। ओके, सो बहुत मज़ा आने वाला है, आप लोग बने रहो वीडियो के एंड तक और ये सेशन के एंड तक। मैं गारंटी देता हूँ कि आप लोग बहुत कुछ नया सीखने वाले हो अभी, जो आपको पता भी नहीं होगा। ठीक है, सो द फर्स्ट बिटवाइज ऑपरेटर दैट वी हैव विद अस इज द बिटवाइज एंड, the second one is bitwise or, the third one is XOR. The fourth and the fifth one, they are called the shift operators. So I will just write like this: bitwise right shift, and the fifth one is bitwise left shift, and then the sixth one is bitwise not. सो ये सब ऑपरेटर्स हैं हम लोगों के पास, बिटवाइज एंड और एक्सॉर, राइट शिफ्ट, लेफ्ट शिफ्ट एंड नॉट ऑपरेटर्स. ओके, सो दीज आर वेरी हैंडी एंड दे विल बी रियली हेल्पिंग यू in your placement drive. So make sure you understand the concepts well, and if you have any doubts you can just ping your doubts in the comment section. Okay, so just a second guys, I'll just have a sip of water. Yeah, sorry for the delay. So these are the 6 bitwise operators that we have in our bitwise operator section. Okay, in operators, and guys all of these have particular symbols. So bitwise and symbol is this one, bitwise or symbol is this one, bitwise XOR symbol is this one, right shift symbol is double brackets like this, bitwise left shift symbol is like this, and the bitwise not symbol is like this. Okay, so fine, I hope this is visible to you. So this symbol is, I have already told you before, it is called the ampersand, and this is called the pipe, this is called the caret. These two are actually called the angular braces or brackets, and this one is called the tilde or the negation symbol. Okay, fine. So these are the bitwise operators that we have with us, and all of them have a different criteria or operation. So we will be discussing about all of them one by one. Okay, so let's start with the AND operator. Okay, so let's go and learn one by one properly. Okay, so let's start with the bitwise AND. Fine. So we already know about the AND table from the logical operations, right? So let me just write it down for you again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. We know that only if both the inputs of the AND operation are high or 1, then only the output is 1, right? So it is 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is the case, right? So this example can be taken in case of the bitwise AND operators. So as we see here, say suppose I am taking the binary numbers 10 and say 6. So the binary for 10 is 1, 0, 1, 0, and the binary for 6 is 0, 1, 1, 0. Guys, if you don't understand why I am writing this like this, please go and refer to the video. I'll give the link in the description, because if I again start binary now, you will be getting confused again. Okay, so I hope you understand and you have gone through the video. I'm just predicting that you have already gone through that video and you have come back after this. Okay, so right now this is the binary for 10 and this is the binary for 6. I will give you a simple hint. If you want to remember that, just remember it like this. Okay, as I told you earlier, so you will take numbers like this: 1, then we will have double 2, then we have 4 and we have 8. Okay, so ultimately 8 plus 2 is 10, so I have written 1 and 1, and here 4 plus 2 is 6, so it is 1 and 1. Okay, so now based on this operations we will be doing it like this. So just see here, 0 and 0, obviously it is 0. 1 and 1, it is 1, because you can see 1 1 is 1. Okay, here it is 0 and 1, right? In this case it is 0. 1 and 0 is also 0. So this is the final answer, and if you see this, the final answer is actually how much? 2. 0 0 1 0 is actually 2. So when we do 10 and 6, the answer will be 2. Clear? So let's just verify the same thing in our editor. So here I will just do one thing. I will create my main function and I will just say s out 10 and 6. Okay, this is how you write it. Now what I will do, I will simply run this, and if you see here, the answer was 2, right? So let's verify this by writing like this. See guys, the answer is 2. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Similarly, let's go to the next one, the OR operation. Okay, so for that, let us take a different number, and so now I hope this is clear to you, right? Let's write the OR table. The OR table will be 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Ultimately this is 0 1 1 1, because we know that in case of the OR table, it is what? If any of the inputs is high, then the output is high, right? So in that case, you can see this is one input high, this is one input high, this is both the inputs are high. So obviously this is the OR table. Now if we take this as the bitwise OR, then we will get the answer something like this. Let's take random numbers. Okay, so I will take 3 and 5. So the binary of 3 is 0 0 1 1. That is 2 plus 1. If you just write down this here like this, say one, 2, 4 and 8, you can see 2 plus 1 is giving us 3. That's why I have written it like this. And similarly, for the second one, 5 will be 0 1 0 1, 4 plus 1 5. So now if you do this bitwise OR operation here, what will you get? Simply put, you can see here, this is 0 0, that becomes 0, this is 0 1, that becomes 1, 1 0 becomes 1, and this one also you can see 1 1 becomes 1 only, correct? So this is the final answer, and if you see properly, this is 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7, correct? So when we do 3 or 5, we should get as 7. Let's verify if this is correct or not. Okay, let's do it here. Let me write 3 and here I will write 5. Let's run this and check. Sorry, it is not AND, it is OR. Now let's run this and check if we have done it the correct way or not. Here you can see guys, the answer is 7 only. So it is working absolutely fine. Okay, so I hope you have understood now. So because as I said, this numbers, this is actually a decimal number, this is also a decimal number, so they are actually converted into binary. Both these numbers are converted into binary in the backend. We don't have to do it, the compiler actually does that in the backend, and after that the result is actually given in not binary, the result is 7 only. You can see, right, the result is always given in decimal. So technically speaking, when you talk about bitwise operations, the decimal number and one more decimal number, or it can be multiple, these two decimal numbers are actually going through certain kind of an operation, and in the back end they are actually converted to binary and binary, then the operation is done. This is done by the compiler, okay, and after that it yields a binary output, but this output is displayed to us in the form of decimal only, okay. This is how this bitwise operations actually work. So we have decimal numbers, we don't even have to bother about converting them to binary, they are default converted to binary by the compiler, and after that the operations are done bit by bit on the individual's bit like this, and then finally we get the answer in decimal only, not binary, okay. That is why they are known as bitwise operations, okay. So you need not bother about exchanging or knowing about binary conversions, you just have to know the logical implementation, that's all, okay. So this is how the bitwise operators work, and I have already given you the logic for the and the or operations, right. So now let's do one thing, now let's go to the XOR operation, okay. Okay. So now let's talk about the bitwise XOR operations. So before that we have to know about the bitwise XOR table, right. So here it is A, here it is B, and this is your output, okay. These are the two inputs that we are talking about. So here it is 0 and 0, this is 0 and 1, this is 1 and 0, this is 1 and 1, fine. And in that case, for the XOR there is a very simple logic if you want to remember. When the input bits are same, the output will be 0. When the input bits are different, the output bit will be 1. That's all. It's very easy to remember that, guys. Please remember it like this. पता नहीं कॉलेज वाले क्या क्या पढ़ा देते हैं, ऐसे नहीं पढ़ना है, आसान भाषा में उसको समझना है, ओके बस, क्योंकि रट रट के ज़िंदगी क्या बोले हम, you will be really not understanding anything if you just try to by heart everything. So don't try to by heart. It might take time for you to understand something. कोई दिक्कत नहीं, आप अपना टाइम लो, समझो, लर्न द बेसिक्स प्रॉपर्ली, उसके बाद आप एडवांस कॉन्सेप्ट्स चुटकियों में सीख जाओगे, मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको. लेकिन अगर आप रट्टा मारने की कोशिश करते हो तब आप कुछ नहीं सीख पाओगे लाइफ में, कभी भी नहीं, ओके. सो इसीलिए मैं कहता हूँ इंजीनियरिंग लाइफ मतलब आपको लॉजिक का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करना पड़ेगा. अगर आप रट्टू बनना चाहते हो तो आपके लिए इंजीनियरिंग है ही नहीं, मैं सबसे पहले बता रहा हूँ आपको ये बात, ओके. सो यहाँ पे क्या है, मैंने बताया आपको कि जब हमारे इनपुट बिट्स सेम होते हैं, व्हेन द इनपुट बिट्स आर सेम, उस टाइम में यू विल गेट द आउटपुट एज 0. व्हेन द इनपुट बिट्स आर डिफरेंट, उस टाइम में आपका आउटपुट 1 आएगा. बस इतना ही है. तो आप देख लो 0 and 0. मैं आपको दूसरा एक कलर लेके बताता हूँ. आई विल जस्ट टेल यू इन ए डिफरेंट कलर, ओके. व्हेन दिस इनपुट बिट्स दोनों सेम है तो यहाँ पे 0 आएगा. यहाँ पे 0 और 1 डिफरेंट है, यहाँ पे 1 आएगा. यहाँ पे 1 और 0 डिफरेंट है, यहाँ पे 1 आएगा. यहाँ पे फिर 1 और 1 सेम है, यहाँ पे 0 आएगा. सो सेम है तो 0, डिफरेंट है तो 1. If it is same, it is 0. If it is different, it is 1. So in that case, let us do one thing. Let us try to solve this using an example. Okay. So I will take say 7 and I will say take 5. The binary for 7 is 01111 and the binary for 5 is 0101. And guys, whenever I am writing it like this, please make sure that you understand binary, and I hope you have understood this. If you have any silly doubt, छोटा सा भी कोई डाउट हो जो आपको मजाक में भी लग रहा है कि भाई ये पूछ लूंगा तो शर्मिंदा हो जाऊंगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. एनी सिली डाउट प्लीज आस्क देम. प्लीज बी ऑनेस्ट विद योरसेल्फ एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच. नहीं पूछोगे तो मेरा लॉस नहीं है, आपका ही लॉस है, ओके. सो प्लीज आस्क देम. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू टेक दिस एग्जाम्पल्स एंड गो विद द टेबल एंड ट्राई टू एनालाइज दिस एंड सॉल्व दिस, ओके. सो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, 0 0 1 1 1 0 1 1. So based on that logic, as I said, same hai to 0, different hai to 1. So now 0 0 is same, so 0, 1 1 is same, so 0, 1 0 is different, 1 1 1 is same, 0. So 0 0 1 0 is the output, and ultimately if you see, this is binary of 2, correct? This is the answer. So let's verify this. This is 7 XOR 5, okay? So the XOR symbol, as I had told you, let me just write it here, 7 XOR 5. Now let me just run this and show you the answer. You can see here, guys, the answer is 2 only, okay? So this is how the XOR operation works. Guys, you can take up some questions by yourselves and try to understand them, okay? So hope you have understood these 3 operators, the bitwise AND, the bitwise OR and the bitwise XOR. Now let's do one thing. We will go to the bitwise right shift and the left shift operations, okay? Fine. So it is a little bit tricky, so please try to understand it in a better way, okay? So here it is, the bitwise shift operations. There are 2 types of shift operations, the right shift and the second one, the left shift. Fine. So the symbols, right side is going to the right, left shift will be obviously going to the left hand side. And guys, please remember, whenever you are given shift operations, you just have to remember one very important thing. You will be given a value. Say suppose I am giving you a value called 10, and you will be given something like this. You will be giving the step or the unit, okay? In that case, say suppose in this case they have given us the step as 2. So what you have to calculate is, you have to calculate A right shifted by 2 units and A left shifted by 2 units, okay? And A value is given as 10. Fine. So let me just do one thing. Let me just write down the 8-bit representation of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and one more, say 8, okay? So here 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. This is your 8-bit representation of 10. Milan, shorts. Okay, this is your 8-bit representation of 10. Fine. Now they have told you one thing. They have said that A right shifted by 2 units. This unit or the step is very important. Now what I will simply do is, I will just try to make it very simple for you. See here, I will ignore 2 bits from this side. Fine. I will start from here and I will just add 2 extra bits on this side. Fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Fine. So now just see this. I will write the same data on the this row here as well. So here I will write like this: 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Make sense? Now just see, because we have shifted it from this side to this side by 2 bits or 2 units, you can see it here, this will be actually discarded, or you can say ignored. Why? So in that case, we can just take a different color here and we can ignore these 2 bits. These 2 are not required, and because we need to maintain this particular 8-bit representation, so here I will be adding up 2 bits like this, 0 and 0, and so this is actually your final answer. And if you see properly, when your 10 has been right shifted by 2 units, you finally get answer what is the answer for this? This is actually 0 0 1 0, this is 2 actually, correct. So 10, when it is right shifted by 2 units, your answer is 2. Is that clear? Did you understand this? Okay. So let us just do one thing. Let us just go to our editor and try to do the same thing. Guys, you can take variables and also do it, okay. For the time being, I am just writing it in the print statement only. So I will say 10 right shifted by 2 units. Let us just see the answer now. See, the value is 2, okay. 10 right shifted by 2 units, it gives you the answer as 2, fine. So I hope you have understood this. Similarly, let us just do the other way around. So here I will just drag it a little bit up. So, and I will just write down the reference line for you guys to remember. Here is our reference line, right? This is our reference line, and here this is our reference line. We have to maintain this line. And again, what I will do, I will just write down the same number again here. So it is 0 0 4 5 6 7 8, okay. So it is 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0. This is again 10 only. Now this time we have to do the other way around, left shift, okay. So let's do it. I will take a different color, and what we do now, we push it from this side, clear. 2 bits will be increased on this side. So this will become 0 and 0 here, fine. And now because we have gone that side, I will be leaving up 2 units from this side. So it will look something like this, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, clear. Now I will write down the same numbers that we have on top. So 0 0 0 0, now it is 1 0 1 and 0, fine. And now this 2 bits will be actually, this 2 bits will be discarded, okay. They will not be taken. And because we have shifted it to the left side by 2 units, because we have to maintain this reference line, so what I will do, I will just take 2 bits here. Make sense? Now you have understood this, and now this is your final answer. This part will be your final answer. So can anyone tell me what is the final answer when we are doing 10 left shifted by 2 units? Can anyone tell me? If I just write down the number line here, then hopefully you can understand this. It is actually, I know the answer is 40, but for you guys I will just tell you the logic how it is. So I will write 1 2 4 8 16 32 64 and it is 128, fine. Now if I take a different color, just see here, only the numbers which are high have to be taken, right. So it is actually 32 plus 8, fine. So ultimately we are getting 32 plus 8, that is equal to 40. So whenever we are doing 10 left shifted by 2, in that case we are getting a larger value, okay. So please remember like this. Ten right shifted by 2 gave us 2, 10 left shifted by 2 gave us 40. So whenever we are coming to the right hand side, the value is increasing. Whenever we are going to the left hand side, sorry, my mistake. Whenever we are going to the right hand side, the value is decreasing, and whenever we are going to the left hand side, the value is increasing. So right shift, the value will decrease, and left shift, the value will increase, okay. Please remember this thing, guys, this is very important, and I hope you have understood this. Now guys, we are left up with one more operator, and that is a very tricky one. So I am not going to cover up that thing in this session, but rather I will do that in the next session, because otherwise you will be jumbled up with lots of information in one session only. I don't want to make your brain freeze in one single session. So we can do that in the next session. For the time being, what I will do is I will take up some simple examples, and at the same time what I will do is I will just discuss one very important interview question now. Okay, so let's see if you can answer that question, guys. It is a very important interview question. Most of the times it is asked in the interviews. So let's do one thing. So the question is actually something like this: non repeating element in an array with time complexity big O of n, that is linear time complexity. This is a very important interview question that is asked in the placement drives. Okay, so the question goes something like this. So I hope you have understood already about the bitwise operators. We have covered AND, OR, XOR, right shift and left shift. So if you guys have any doubts regarding this, you can just ping them in the comment section. I'll be very happy to clarify them. For the time being, I am just taking up this important interview question and I will just explain you how it works actually. Okay, so let's do this. I have a equation something like this. Say I have 1 2 1 3 2 2 3 1, and say I have here as 7 as one more element. Okay, so these are the elements I have in my array ARR. Fine, guys, this question has been asked by TCS, Accenture, Capgemini and lots of MNC companies, and many people have failed to answer this question in the placement drives. This is mostly asked in the first round for the screening round, because obviously if there are only 20 posts or 20 vacancies and there are 50 candidates, they cannot hire all of them, right? So लोग क्या करते हैं, स्क्रीनिंग के लिए ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं बहुत बार, ठीक है, इंटरव्यूज में. सो क्या आप मुझे इसका आंसर बता सकते हो? ये यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द नॉन रिपीटिंग एलिमेंट इन द एरे इन टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी O of n. दैट मीन्स फॉर लूप एक ही बन सकता है इसमें, देयर कैन बी ओनली वन फॉर लूप. ओके, सो दिस इज द क्वेश्चन दैट आई वांट यू टू आंसर. अगर आप ये आंसर कर पाते हो बढ़िया है, नहीं तो मैं क्या करूँगा, नेक्स्ट क्लास में आपको आंसर बताऊँगा. ठीक है, सो आज के लिए इतना ही गाइस. प्लीज़ आप लोगों को अगर वीडियो अच्छे लगते हैं, हमारा एक्सप्लेनेशन अच्छे लगते हैं, तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए चैनल को, मोटिवेट कीजिए हम लोगों को. ठीक है, सो दिस इज हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट फ्रॉम मी, एंड फॉर टुडे दिस मच ओनली. आई विल जस्ट wind up today with this, and please just try to answer this. How do you find the non-repeating element in an array in time complexity big O of n? Okay, linear time complexity. ये है आपके लिए क्वेश्चन. I will come up with the answer in the next session. Okay, fine, and okay, fine then. Till the next video, I will be winding up. Thank you. This is Saurabh signing off, and please subscribe to our channel once again.